Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angelisa, and today we're gonna be doing my June wrap up. If you watched my June TBR, you'll know that I used the Wheel of Shame to pick my books, and I kind of ended up going a little bit off script for my picks this month. Some of these books are from that TBR, some of them are from the previous month's TBR, and some of them are just like random mood reads that I picked up throughout the month based off of how I was feeling. So as always, I am going to start off with storygraph statistics. In the month of June, I read 9 books for a total of 3,210 pages. My average time to finish this month was 4 days, which I think is honestly pretty good. I'm really happy about that average time to finish. I think that that's pretty on pace with like how my work schedule goes and me actually immersing in the stories. As for moods, my top mood was emotional, followed by funny, and then reflective, lighthearted, and then inspiring, hopeful, and then my last ones that were all tied were adventurous, tense, sad, mysterious, informative, and dark. I had 2 fast-paced books, and the rest of them were medium-paced. 2 of my books were under 300 pages, but the rest of them were the average 300 to 499 pages. I did actually end up having 2 nonfiction this month, which is really awesome. I'm kind of proud of myself because I don't usually read a lot of nonfiction, so I have reached my nonfiction goal for the year, but I'm hoping to surpass it because we're only halfway through the year. That being said, as for genres, we had 4 romances, 4 contemporary, 2 LGBTQ, 2 self-help, 1 middle grade, 1 magical realism, 1 young adult, 1 thriller, 1 memoir, 1 literary, 1 historical, 1 fantasy, and 1 essays. My average star rating this month was 4.31 stars. I had a pretty good variety of ratings, but I did not rate anything lower than 3.5 stars, so I think that was pretty good. I would say I enjoyed most of the books that I read this month. Let's get right into the books. The first book I read this month actually ended up being a DNF. It's Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. If you have watched my channel before, you will know that I rated Blue Sisters like 2 stars, 2.5 stars, and I really want to give this author a second chance with this book, but I genuinely just could not get into it. I felt like it was trying to be like Magnolia Parks, but like it wasn't doing it, and the writing just wasn't as good. So I ended up DNFing it because I genuinely was just like, I don't want to read this anymore, and I want to spend time on books that I do want to read and am enjoying reading. And I told myself that I would DNF books unapologetically this year. So maybe I will pick this up one day in like a DNFing video, like trying again books that I DNF'd, but I really don't think so. Like I was so bored and I just could not care. Like I'm so sorry if you love this book. I don't know if it's something to do with literary fiction. Like it's really hit or miss for me. Some lit fics I love and adore, and some of them I just like so boring. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this book. I'd like to know if like anyone agrees or disagrees. I'd love to see like what you saw in this book that I didn't, because I always love to hear other people's perspectives. So yeah, I did end up DNFing this. I made it through pretty far. I think I was like 40% or something. So all right, that same day I decided to start The Let Them Theory by Robbins, and I literally finished the audiobook. I would recommend the audiobook if you're thinking of reading this book. And basically the whole concept is that the Let Them Theory is supposed to like reduce anxiety, reduce your need for control, just something that Mel Robbins herself and other people who maybe have this like hypervigilance, anxiety, control state could live by. And the idea is that you let them. You let people be, rather than stressing over your child's prom or stressing over, you know, whether your teenage daughter is on time for her job or something. Like let them figure it out. Stop like sabotaging your own relationships with people because you're being overly controlling and overly anxious. And then the other side of that is also like just let people think what they want to think about you. Let people do what they want to do and don't let it affect you. And it's also telling us that like we're not the problem. The problem is that we're giving other people so much power over us, and like taking that power back and freeing yourself from this need to manage emotions, manage people, manage yourself, and like free yourself from other people's opinions, drama. Like you'll find that you're a lot less involved in those types of things because you just let them. You just let people figure it out. And then after you kind of let them, it's also like, let me take a moment to like reflect on myself. Let me have a moment to think about how this might be affecting me. Maybe let me have a moment for self-care if if something that someone said did maybe affect me for a second, but I've decided now to like let them. So yeah, I really liked it. I will say the second half of the book felt kind of repetitive because the first half of the book, it's very much explaining like what you could apply, like how the let them theory works and all the different things you could apply them to. And then the second half is like more going in depth to like how to apply it to parenting, how to apply it to your relationships, how to apply it at work, like that type of stuff. So it kind of ends up being a little bit repetitive in that sense. So I did give it 4 stars. I still really liked it. I would still recommend it, but I do think that you get a great experience with the audiobook. Mel Robbins herself narrates it. She ends up crying during it. It's so sweet. Next, I read Hello Stranger by Katherine, and this is my second Katherine book, and I honestly loved it. I rated it 4.5 stars. It's about this artist, painter, who has facial blindness. She gets into some sort of like accident or something, I really can't remember, but she is a portrait artist who's entered into this portrait artist competition, and she literally loses her ability to see and perceive faces. Like when she looks at faces, it's all just jumbled up, and she falls in love with this guy who she can't see his face. So it was honestly so much fun, and although the ending was a little bit predictable, I still found it really, really fun. I love Katherine Sender's writing, and I'm definitely going to read more of her books. Like I think it's just, she's such a good writer, and I think really underrated, and more people should try her books. Next, I read The Sea of Monsters. This is the second book in the Percy Jackson series by Riordan. I rated this one 4.5 stars too. I honestly was super entertained by this. I love this book series. The way it's written is super fun, very easy to read, very easy to follow, and for only being like 280 pages or so, a lot happens in this book. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue the series, continue following Percy through his kind of journey. I've actually never read the Percy Jackson series. So this is my first time reading it as an adult, and I'm really, really liking it. I would recommend if you're looking for like a YA little series to read. All right, next we have Good Bad Girl. Now this I ended up rating 3.5 stars. Honestly, the whole concept of this book is that there is a baby who was stolen from a stroller, and 20 years later, a woman is murdered in a care home, and somehow those two crimes are linked, and you're going through this book like kind of figuring out how they're linked and through the different POVs, and it was entertaining. I just didn't find it all that thrilling, and also the twist wasn't as twisty as I was expecting it to be from Alice Feeney. I have read her other books like Rock, Paper, Scissors, His and Hers, and I did like those. I thought the twists were really good. So I don't know, this just wasn't my favorite, but it might be someone's, so I would still recommend trying it. Like I said, this was the lowest rating that I gave this month, which was 3.5 stars, so I still don't think that's that bad. All right, next we read Dear Dolly, and this is actually like an essays type of format book. It's a collection of columns from her like Dear Dolly website that she has, where she gives people advice, and she's kind of collected them and organized them into different categories. So there's dating, friendship, relationships, family, sex, breakups and exes, and body and soul. And I audiobooked this and kind of read it at night, and honestly, I thought it was pretty good. I rated it 4 stars. I didn't know before I bought it that it was a collection of her column, otherwise I probably would have just like read it online and not had bought the book, but I digress. It's a really cute cover. I'm gonna add it to my collection, but I found her advice very just like refreshing, and it was so interesting to like hear other people's stories and like this collection of advice again that she gives, but like kind of told through the lens of like other people's stories mixed with her own experience. And I don't know, I think it created something really cool and beautiful, and I would still recommend checking it out, especially if you're looking for just like a short nonfiction. I think it's only like 240 pages, not even. Like this one was like 210. So yeah, audiobook was super short. All right, the next one had me absolutely sobbing. I was not expecting this. 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tillie. So I rated this one 4.5 stars. This did not get 5 stars for me because there was a few parts of it that just like made me cringe, and I was just like, why is this boy acting like this? But I will say this made me cry so much, and if a book can make me cry, then it definitely deserves like over a 4-star rating. This story is about these two who met as children, and when Poppy's grandmother died, she gave her a jar that was basically for her to put all of these boy kisses in, and her childhood friend, who obviously end up dating each other, are filling this jar together, and the story is just so sweet. At some point, the two do get separated as teenagers, and when Rune returns, Poppy feels like he is just not the same as he was before he left, and you're kind of navigating that, and you're also going through this like back and forth POV of like when they got closer, when they were kids, and then what's going on now. And it was honestly just really, really fun. I say fun, but like I felt tortured, to be honest. There is a second book I think that just came out. I don't really remember what it is called right now, but I'll put it here. It's either they're coming out or it came out, so I'm very intrigued and interested in that, and we'll definitely probably be checking that out. Also this month, of course, I read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I was so excited about this. Not only was it an LGBTQ romance, but it was about space. It came out in June. I was just like, this is the perfect time for a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I was so excited for this release, and it did not disappoint. Like, I already want to reread it. I obviously rated it 5 stars. It was amazing. It's this kind of like then and now perspective where you're seeing Joan, you're seeing her kind of like join the NASA space crew as one of the first women to go to space, and it's just like, sorry, I'm like fangirling just because like I love reading about this era and women just breaking the glass ceiling in so many ways. So I did get very emotional reading this for that aspect. If you want to watch the reading vlog, you definitely can. It's up on my channel. But my thoughts about this book is very jumbled. All I will say is that it is so Taylor Jenkins Reid. The historical fiction, the romance, the literature, the swoon-worthy just like moments where you feel so entrapped in the setting and the characters, and you feel like the characters are so real. Like you are literally in love with them. They are your best friends. Yeah, just go read it. Go read the book. Okay, that's it. All right, next, another romance I read was Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. So this was a book club pick, and I actually picked this one. I rated this one 4.25 stars. I really liked it. It's actually about this couple who have children together and go through a divorce. The main character, Yasmin, goes through some pretty gnarly postpartum depression, and Josiah, her husband, doesn't really know how to help, and it ends up leading to them getting divorced. And a few months later, they're kind of navigating co-parenting as a divorced couple who still obviously have a lot of love for each other. And I thought it was a beautiful story. Also, the spice, it was so good. If you're looking for a really spicy book that's also got a lot of heart and emotion, it was so good. I loved Josiah. I loved him. I think the representation for Black men's mental health was so important in this book as well, and I just like, there were so many layers to it that I loved. So yeah. All right, the last book I read this month was another lesbian romance, and honestly I think these are my new favorite romances. Like, women just love so hard. I read One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and I loved this. This was so freaking good. The whole concept is that this girl, August actually is her name, meets this other girl, Jane, on the subway one day. And she immediately is attracted to Jane. Jane gives her scarf. It's almost like instant connection. Jane is super mysterious, very charming, very charismatic in August's point of view. And August has actually never done anything before, so she's very new to exploring that side of her. They end up finding out that Jane has been displaced from the 1970s and is stuck on this train where she's kind of just been floating through time and eventually stopped when she met August. And the story is so interesting and magical, and it also talks a lot about like queer rights and movements back in the 70s and what it's like for Jane to see how far it's come, but also how much there still is to do. And it also kind of gives you a little sneak peek, if you're not really familiar with it, to like the drag scene and queer culture and all of those things that are honestly such beautiful parts of the LGBTQ community that nobody appreciates enough. And I think they get very distracted by what the media shows and what frankly haters on the internet try to focus on. And this was just a beautiful book with such a lovely representation and lovely story in general. There were definitely parts that were kind of slow, where I got maybe a little bit disinterested, but overall it was a solid read and I gave it 4.5 stars, and I'm definitely gonna pick up another Casey McQuiston book because her writing was actually so much fun as well. Alright guys, that's all the books that I read in June. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you read this month. If you read any of the books that I read, would love to know what your thoughts were on them. I'd love to chat. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.